Hey, Supermoms, hey. I was trying to go live on Facebook to do our lemon crafty project as promised, and for whatever reason, something's happening with Facebook right this second. I'm sure in 20 minutes it will be probably over, but for right now, this is the 20 minutes I have to do this. So I'm just going to record it and then I'm going to post it in our group. That'll be old news to you by the time you get this, but either way, we'll have the video of our lemon craft. I'm so excited. This turned out so cute, and I think it's a really good craft to be able to do for like Christmas presents and gifts and things like that. And there's so many different ways you could go with this once you've kind of got the not the routine, like the actual, like once you've got the pieces in place, you can mix and match all kinds of stuff. So I'm super excited. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit so you can see the table better. All right, let's do it. I've got my instructions out, so I hopefully don't forget anything. I'm gonna put this in a post tonight, tomorrow, somewhere in there that will actually have I'm about to say ingredient list, that's not right. The list of the supplies you need to make this project, and it'll have actual written out instructions. It'll have pictures that you can refer to, and this video will be in that post as well. So you'll have everything that you need to go ahead and get rolling on the project. But I think it's helpful to go ahead and do it together to where you can see, you know, what it would look like and how it goes with each step. So what we're making is coasters that you can put your drinks on, super cute little coasters. And so in your July box, first things first, there was the tissue paper, of course, as always, that had the lemons on it. And then there was also napkins. And we had found these at a super cute little store. And so I originally thought, oh, that would be the perfect thing to put on a coaster. And it is, but after we actually made these and kind of, you know, got through the project, I will say the tissue paper turned out to be way easier to work with than the napkin did. The napkin wanted to roll up and wrinkle up a little bit. I don't know why. I don't know the science of napkins and why that is, but that's how it shook out for us. It still turned out super cute, but I don't know if you can see like the edges right up here. They kind of wanted to wrinkle a little bit, and that's not what we're looking for on our pretty little coasters. So the tissue paper, I think, won hands down, and it turned out super cute. Look how cute those are. So let's talk first tile to put the actual coasters, like what you're putting the tissue paper on. So what I have is just blank white tiles, and you totally could use, if you have some left over from some kind of you know, home project or a backsplash or something like that. It doesn't matter the shape necessarily. You know, something that is squared off is a lot easier than something that's round as far as getting the edges sanded and everything not being wrinkly. But it's totally this is your journey. Use whatever you have on hand if you have something you could use and not have to actually go out and buy anything. We didn't have anything. So I ended up ordering from Amazon. This is a set of 12 coasters. It's Pixis brand. I'm sure that's backwards for you. I have no idea how to make it the other way, but just know it's Pixis brand, and I will link it in the Facebook post, not the Facebook post, the blog post that goes with this. And it actually came with, for $15, and of course Amazon Prime, free shipping and everything. It came with 12 of the coasters, and they're really nice coasters. I would guess that's a 3x3. Nope, it's a 4x4. And it also comes with the adhesive backed cork to go on the back. So you just peel the adhesive off, put the cork on, and you're totally done. And I thought that was really cool and very inexpensive. So it's about, you know, a smidge more than $1 a piece per coaster. So you could, with all the supplies and stuff that you need, you could easily make, well, I mean, 12 if you have this, but you could make a ton of coasters with this. And I saw this being, this could be a super cute gift for kids to give for Christmas, or if you really get crafty and decoraty about it, and you're real artistic, then you could totally give them as gifts as well. But that's what I used. So this was 15 bucks or so on Amazon for 12. So that's what we're working with today. Now, another word of caution on the tiles. These are white, super clean white. If you have ones from around the house that you used for a project, like if you have like a brown or a gray or something like that, that's still totally fine. But just check your paper or what you're going to be using to make sure that it's pretty solid, to where you're not going to have, you know, this paper is pretty see-through, like you can see my hand through it and stuff. So if you put it on a brown tile or a gray tile or something that was dark, I don't know that it would turn out to be the super white, pristine, crisp looking little lemon coaster that it is. I don't know that it wouldn't. I didn't have any to try it out with, so by all means, all you're out is a tile and a piece of tissue paper, so it really wouldn't hurt anything to experiment with it at all. But so that's my word of caution. You know, just pay attention to what color it is. If you have darker tile on hand, maybe you don't want to use tissue paper. You could also use scrapbook paper. You can use photographs. The photos are super cute. There's actually another post, and I'll link it in the post with the instructions for this, that I did probably about a year ago or so, that's little tiny tiles, and I made them refrigerator magnets, and I put pictures of the kids all over them. And then I would use the Mod Podge and the triple thick glaze at the end, and those were super cute things to put. Like, I attached them to Christmas gifts and things like that, and it's little pictures of the kids that people could put on their fridge, and it turned out really cute. So if the moral of the story is, if you've got really dark tiles, you may want to use something more solid, like a solid piece of scrapbook paper or a photograph, to where it's not going to show through. Those are still totally great to use as far as craft supplies, but I don't know that with the tissue paper that it would be the best fit. So just keep that in mind as you go as well. With that said, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything on the notes here. Nope, I don't think so. I think we're ready to get going. So I just put a tile out because I'm the worst, messiest, crafty person of all time. So I just like to make sure that I have everything covered where I'm not going to make a huge mess. And in addition to that, I've got just it's like an old plastic cover for a notebook or something that I'm going to use to actually do the craft on, where I don't have all this junk stuck to my towel either. So nothing on the table, little on the towel. So here we go. So first things first, you've got your tile. You're going to want to wipe it down, especially if it's the kind that I got, because it's just got like chalk and dust all over it. So just wipe it down. If it needs to be washed, by all means, go ahead and wash it. But I just used a rag. You see it's got like all the white stuff. So just get that cleaned off and put the rag over there. And so I've got it here ready to go. And so, I mean, this for real, this craft could not be simpler. So we're in it now. So what you need is some Mod Podge. And you can get that at any craft store while we're talking about supplies. So again, I will do a supply list, but these are the two big things you have to get. You get the Mod Podge, and then you get the triple thick, and it's called triple thick brilliant brush on gloss glaze. That's what makes it okay to be a coaster, and what makes it okay to like put a wet glass on it that's gonna have condensation and stuff. It totally protects it. So you definitely want this stuff, and you definitely want the Mod Podge. But we don't want to pay full price for it. You can get it in any craft store. We have Michael's, Joann's, Hobby Lobby. I think that's all we have anymore. You can get it on Amazon. It's not cheap on Amazon. If you get it at one of the craft stores, there's always a coupon somewhere for something. Either it'll be on sale or use the 40% off for the week to get it. Don't pay full price for this. This bottle was $8.99 at Hobby Lobby, and I think I actually got it a while ago. I think it's actually a little bit more than that now. So use your half off coupon, and it's only $4.50 instead of $9. And the same for this stuff. This stuff I think is either $6.99 or $7.99. I forget. But same goes. You know, use your coupons and be smart about your purchase, to where you're not overpaying for something you don't need to overpay for. So back to business though. We've got our Mod Podge. We've got our tile that we've cleaned off and we've prepared. So all we do. My Mod Podge does not want to be opened. Not a new. There we go. This is why we have a towel handy. I'm not sure what's happening with that. Okay. Let's chuck that real quick. Okay. So maybe have a towel handy for just that reason. I'm going to stick this back over here after all. Alright, so we've got our Mod Podge. It's just, I mean, it's pretty much glorified glue. And so you're going to use your little sponge. You can use a paintbrush if you have it. You can use one of these little things. It goes on your finger, and you can do it with your finger. But I'm just going to use this little sponge with a stick. I forget what they're called. It'll be in the actual post. But all you do is just paint on the Mod Podge on the tile. And you have a good amount of coating. And you want it to be, kind of smooth, but it's going to take you a couple little dabs to get the whole thing covered, I think. So make sure you go all the way to the edges, and we've got that all covered. Okay, we are set. So I'm going to try to make it, as smooth as I can, just so the tissue paper will look good. All right, so I believe we're good there. I'm just putting a little sponge down. And I've got my paper already cut. While I've got this wet, I'm gonna go ahead and put the paper on, and then I'm gonna back up and talk about pattern placement. But while we're here, I'm gonna use this thing, my finger, and just place the paper that you've already cut, roughly about the same size as the tile. I mean, it's a little bit bigger, but you want a little bit of overhang so that you don't have to worry about exact edges. So I'm gonna put the tile here, and the paper on top. Actually, I don't think I need this. And all you do is lay it right on top, and then just use your fingers. If you get any wrinkles, just smooth them out with your fingers. And there's going to be another layer of stuff on top, so there's no worries if it smudges or rips a little bit or anything like that, because you're really not going to notice it. So just smooth it out as you go. I don't know if I can maybe hold this to the side here, where you can see, like, you just work all the little wrinkles out. And I would just start at one edge and work it all the way around. And this is why, I mean, you've got a pretty good layer of the Mod Podge on the tile, but you don't want to overdo it, because that would soak straight through all the tissue paper, and you don't want your hands to get all sticky, because then the tissue paper will start to rip. All right, so we're good. Everything's smooth, ready to roll, looking good. So if you were doing this at home, this would be the time where you need to let this dry for at least 30 minutes or so. Longer is fine, overnight's great. Doesn't really matter as long as it's 30 minutes and everything feels dry. For the intents and purposes of this, I'm not gonna have you hang out for 30 minutes with me. So I have the different steps ready to go. So this I'm just gonna put to the side to dry, but you can see it overhangs a little bit everywhere, but it's all nice and smooth on the tile. So I'm gonna put this one over here to dry and get into, and I can put I'll just put it over here. I was gonna say I could put the lid on it, we'll worry about that later. So we've got the tissue paper on our tile, and it's dried for 30 minutes now, or even longer. So here we are. And so it's still totally perfect, but we've got to trim around the edges. So what we're gonna do, just a pair of scissors from the kitchen, just trim as close as you can around the tile. Doesn't have to be perfect, because you're gonna sand it anyway, so you don't have to worry about perfect edges or anything. I definitely need a new pair of scissors. This is showing me that for sure. So you trim all the way around. Get as close as you can. Have scissors that don't stink, that's for sure. These are awful. God, I thought these were my good desk scissors. I am wrong. They are not tissue paper cutter scissors, that's for sure. But no worries. So you've got it trimmed off. There's still some rough edges and stuff, and so all you do is take some, this is just a little sand blocker. This is a 3M. I think this is probably from Lowe's, but I will double check and see when I put it in the post. So all you do is just sand the sides. And I'm gonna spare you that, having the microphone right here in my face. I don't want you to have to hear the sanding, but you just sand down all the sides. And when you're done doing that, you will have perfect little edges that don't have any overhang, are totally smooth. Isn't that awesome? So you have that ready to go. So what we're gonna do from here is, probably you've gotten, since you were sanding and stuff, you've gotten some sand grit and stuff on it, so you're gonna wanna clean this off again and just be gentle and just wipe it off. Make sure you don't have any kind of grit or anything on the stuff, because you're getting ready to put the final coat on. So you got it, it's ready to go. Okay. So all this is where you've cut it and sanded it, it's ready to go, ready to finish up. And so we're going to, I am gonna close this because I need the other stuff. We are going to use the triple thick, and all that is just, it's gonna coat it, seal it, make it totally okay to put drinks and stuff on it when it's all said and done, because after all, these are coasters. So here we go with the triple thick. Maybe put this down. Probably should open this. There we go. Should have opened that before I started. So this stuff's just, it's kind of clear as it goes on because it's a glaze. And so we're just going to do the same thing, just like the Mod Podge. Get some on your brush, and then just put it all across your coaster. I would try to keep it, you know, as not streaks, just keep it as smooth as you can as you go. And you just need a little bit. I would start with a little bit and add more as you need it. You can always put more on, way easier than you can take it away. So that's what I would suggest. So you're just do it a little bit this way, you can see better. You're just brushing that stuff on. This is the decorative clear glaze stuff. And just go all the way to the edges because you don't want the edges to fray or anything. And if you get a little too much, you can always wipe the edges clean. There we go. So that needs to dry. Did I write that down? It just says let it dry in the notes. So I'm going to go with overnight. I mean, this is going to be the finished product, so I would let it dry for a while. Just set it out somewhere that it can be for the day and let it dry. But there you have it, your finished little tile. Is that not the super cute little coaster? And so let's talk while that's drying, and before I knock this over and spill all this stuff, let's put the lid on that. Let's talk finishing, and then we'll be totally done. So it is a ceramic tile, so you don't want to just have it plain. You don't want to just have it plain sitting on stuff because that could scratch your tables or whatever. You don't want to do that. So there's different options that you could have to finish it. So like I said, the set we got came with the little self-adhesive piece of cork board, and you just peel it off, stick it on the back, and you're good to go. And so that's finished, and it's totally safe to put on your table. It's not going to crack a table, you know, it's totally safe. The other options you have, if you have some felt at home, you could cut felt into the same shape of the square, hot glue it onto the back. That would work as well. Or if you've got, what are these actually called? Adhesive felt circles. It's iFixit is the brand. And they're at any craft store, or they're at Lowe's or Home Depot. You can also just put 4 of those on there, and then that would keep it also from sitting on your furniture or anything. It makes it sit up a little bit higher because it's on the little pedestal there. So my preferred is the corkboard. Use whatever you have, and it will make it super cute. But I envisioned these would be super cute to have just for yourself, but like if you put a set of 4 of these together, like mix and match, or they could all be the same, you can just wrap them up in a ribbon and give them as a gift. It would be super popular with the grandparents if you did pictures of the grandkids for Christmas presents, or nieces and nephews, aunt and uncles, all of that. You could do it with your pets. Any kind of pictures would be super cute. Oh, and I never went back to talk about where you're going to put your design. So when you're cutting out which piece of tissue paper you're going to use, there's all kind of design everywhere. Just pay attention, like if you really like the double lemon, or if you really don't like the double lemon, just whatever part of your design you want, just cut according to where you want the design on your paper to be on your coaster. We really liked the double lemon, so we made sure when we were cutting that our little double lemon had plenty of room to be on the front of the coaster. Same with any material or anything like that you might use, or any scrapbook paper. Just be aware of the pattern, and that way you can get the pieces that you like the best onto the coaster, and the pieces that you don't necessarily care about as much can be the pieces that get trimmed off. So I think there we have it. Going down my notes to make sure I haven't left any glaringly huge pieces out. If so, I'll catch it when I do the post tonight. And I just wanted mainly to get to show you guys this and to be able to put the video to go with the post. And so I hope this helps. I hope this is a fun thing to do. This would be super fun to do with kids as well. You saw how easy it was. I mean, if I can do it, anyone can do it. I'm not always the craftiest. I like crafting, but I'm not always super great at it. So as you can see, it's pretty easy and pretty quick. And you could do a bunch of them at the same time. It really wouldn't take a whole lot more time once you have all the stuff out. So that's where we are. If you have questions, let me know. You can always reach me at supermomshuffle@gmail.com, or you can catch me on Facebook here in our group, or you can catch me on Instagram at SupermomShuffleBox. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any other crafty suggestions, let me know. I love doing stuff like this. So if there's more crafts you want to see or more we want to do as a group, I'm totally open to it. So I hope everybody has a great rest of their Monday, and I will talk to you guys soon. Thanks so much.